The Young and the Restless Spoilers. Foo. Welcome back to our channel, besties. Today is a beautiful, chaotic day to dive headfirst into the absolute madness that our favorite show just dropped on us. So grab your emotional support iced coffees, take a deep breath, and let's get right into the drama. Y'all, hold up. Did that actually just happen? My soul is literally leaving my body before I can even process the absolute chaos on my screen. I've been standing this since the literal stone age of the fandom, and honestly, this is either a total peak glow-up or a straight-up flop era for the series. Major throwback vibes to that one flop era we don't talk about. They're recycling the same energy, and news flash, it's still giving expired. I am sitting here staring at a blank wall, trying to compute the absolute sheer terror of what just went down in Las Vegas, and honestly, my brain is short-circuiting. I'm calling it now. The next chapter is going to be a fever dream, and I'm low-key torn between living for the drama or just throwing my remote at the wall. Besties, can we unpack the audacity of this entire Vegas storyline? Essentially, Rita Thompson pulled off what we thought was an absolute masterclass in deception. She legit looked Matt Clark dead in the eye and fed him this massive lie that Nick and Adam Newman were already on a flight back to Genoa City. We were all cheering. We thought the Newman brothers finally had the upper hand. But get this, they actually used that distraction to track Matt down to that terrifying, rundown, abandoned gas station on the outskirts of Vegas. It was supposed to be a stealth mission. It was supposed to be a rescue op, but no. The writers just had to completely nuke our expectations. Dude, I'm so shocked my jaw literally hit the floor. Because while we were all hyping up this epic brotherly team-up, Nick's addiction storyline reared its ugly head in the most devastating way possible. We all saw Nick steal those baggies of drugs from the storage unit, right? We all low-key knew it was a bad idea, but we thought, okay, he's just desperate. Nope. Hot take incoming. But Matt Clark is actually the most twisted, diabolical villain this show has ever seen. Matt purposely planted a tainted, poisoned batch of drugs in that exact storage unit, knowing Nick's addiction would force him to take the bait. It was a literal trap within a trap. The mechanics of this villain's gameplay are just sick. When Nick and Adam finally kicked down the doors of that gas station to save Sharon and Noah, we were waiting for those impossible lightning reflexes to kick in. We were waiting for the epic beatdown. Instead, Nick just completely collapses. He hits the filthy floor of that gas station and starts violently writhing in absolute gut-wrenching agony. I'm actually losing my sanity over here. The visual of Nick Newman, the golden boy, reduced to a helpless, poisoned mess on the floor while his family is chained up mere feet away, is a total kinetic chaos moment that I was not emotionally prepared for. And wait, it gets so much worse. While Nick is literally fighting for his life, foaming at the mouth and seizing from this toxic, tainted batch of drugs, where is Matt Clark? Is he running? Is he fighting? No. Matt is safely tucked away somewhere else, watching the entire horrific tragedy unfold on a live surveillance video feed on his freaking cell phone. He is literally streaming their trauma like it's a Twitch broadcast. He is sitting there, smirking, absolutely gloating over the sheer panic and devastation of the Newman family. I fully nerd out over the lead dev's crazy update history when it comes to crafting villains. But this is next level psychological warfare. Matt isn't just trying to kill Nick. He wants to break the entire family's spirit. He is treating their lives like a sick video game, and he is thoroughly enjoying every single pixel of their suffering. Wait, I'm getting way too deep in the weeds with the villain mechanics here. Let's snap back to reality and talk about the actual gameplay of this rescue mission. Adam Newman, who is usually the absolute king of making terrible decisions, suddenly has to step up. He is frantically scrambling to unchain Sharon and Noah. Can you even imagine the sheer panic? Adam is fumbling with the locks. Sharon is screaming. Noah is completely paralyzed by fear. And Nick is dying on the floor. It is a straight-up masterclass in tension building. They finally get free, and now it's a terrifying race against time. The situation escalates so dangerously fast that Adam, Noah, and Sharon have to literally drag Nick's lifeless body to the car to rush him to the nearest Vegas hospital. But besties, we need to pause and talk about the absolute most unhinged part of this entire lore drop. Does anyone else feel physically attacked right now by Adam's logic? We find out that Adam actually encouraged Nick to use the drugs before they went into the gas station. Yes, you heard me. Adam legit thought that letting Nick get high would prep him for battle and give him the edge he needed to face Matt. I am screaming. Who does that? Who tells their deeply addicted brother to take a hit before a hostage rescue? Adam's intentions might have been to hype Nick up, but it backfired in the most catastrophic way possible because the drugs were poisoned. The guilt Adam is going to feel is going to be astronomical. He basically handed his brother the poison that might end his life. It's 100% fine to be a total contradiction because you're still reeling from that absolute heart-shattering defeat, and honestly, your mental state is just a chaotic blur of pixels and tears. But Adam is going to need a lifetime of therapy after this. And don't you feel it's so unfair for Noah? My poor, traumatized boy. Noah is going to be drowning in guilt because he feels entirely responsible for bringing Matt Clark back into Nick and Sharon's orbit in the first place. He is going to look at his father lying completely comatose in a sterile hospital bed, hooked up to 1,000,000 machines, and he's going to blame himself for every single second of this nightmare. Noah has been through so much flop-era trauma already, and now he has to sit in a waiting room wondering if the doctors can even flush the toxic narcotics out of his dad's system. The doctors literally cannot guarantee Nick's survival at this point. He is in a deep, terrifying coma. The emotional devastation of the hospital scenes is going to absolutely wreck us, no cap. I can already vividly see the camera panning to Sharon Newman, sitting by Nick's bedside, her face stained with tears, gripping his hand like it's a lifeline. She is going to be sobbing, begging and pleading with him to wake up, to fight the poison, to come back to her. After everything Chick has survived, to have it end because of a tainted drug set up by Matt Clark, it's giving Shakespearean tragedy, and I am not okay. Sharon is going to pour her entire soul out in that hospital room, and Nick won't even be able to hear her. Facts. If Nick dies, here, I am filing a lawsuit against the network for emotional damages. Also, we have to talk about Chelsea Lawson. Chelsea is already spiraling in Vegas, and when she finally corners Adam and demands to know where Nick is, what is Adam going to do? Is he going to look her in the eye and confess that his brother is in a coma because Adam told him to take poison drugs? Or is he going to lie to protect himself? The Chatham dynamic is already hanging by a literal thread after that whole Riza kissing mess, and this massive, terrifying secret could be the thing that finally snaps it. Adam is going to be carrying the weight of the world, and Chelsea is going to sense that he is hiding something massive. I see the comment section is absolutely eating this up, but I've got to keep it 100 with you guys. This vibe shift is not it. It is too dark, too heavy, and my anxiety is through the literal roof. We know the spoilers say Nick is eventually going to survive this ordeal, but the journey to get there is going to be filled with so many terrifying, heart-stopping moments that I don't know if my blood pressure can take it. Matt Clark might just sit back and let nature take its course, hoping the coma finishes the job so he doesn't even have to get his hands dirty. It's sick. It's twisted. And I am going to be seated for every single second of it, screaming at my television like a total lunatic. We are so back. But at what cost? Drop your wildest theories in the comments, besties, because holding this in is literally not an option.